edition of the SportsIntel.com podcast. It's your host, Jeff Goldberg, along with Eric Gibbs and Vic Choxy. And we're just going to get right to it today. I will start by offering and issuing an apology to the world. You don't mess with 2020. You'd think by now at the end of September I would have learned this, but no. So what did I say on Friday? 3 days ago, I was all, hey, we're done with COVID. You kidding me? NFL? Not a problem. They got it licked, right? Well, no. So on goes the mask. Here we go. This is how we're going to have to be for a while. I got my Whalers mask on. What do the Whalers, the Titans, and the Vikings all have in common? None of them will be playing on Sunday. No, we'll see. We'll see. You like that, Mike? Hey, guys, what do you think? You like it?
I like the
a little basic black. Yeah, good. You can wear this at any occasion. Yeah. So anyway, the news of the day, Eric. Why don't you kick us off? You were on it this morning for us. We'll be updating as the day goes on, so you get all your COVID updates on Sports Intel with Eric as the day progresses. But give us a little update. What are we talking about right now?
Well, so far we're up to 9 individuals on the Titans squad between staff and players that have tested positive. And right now there's still a lot that has to be worked out. A lot of questions on what's going to happen this weekend. Titans have called off practice for basically the rest of the week. They might try to get together on Saturday, but they still want to hold the game this coming weekend. The problem with that is, you're coming off of 4 days with no practice and putting guys on the field. That just doesn't paint a really good picture for injuries. And right now, the NFL doesn't need any more injuries.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to add that, everyone is really watching closely to see what happens. It looks like the problem started before Sunday's game when, one of the assistant coaches for the Titans tested positive, Shane Bowen. And despite that, the team went on the road, and it's just going to lead to a lot of confusion. A lot more testing is going to have to be done for anyone that could have come in contact with anyone on the Titans squad. And, the next couple of days are going to be touch and go.
Vic, are we going to have our first postponements, or what if you had to reach into your crystal ball here on a Tuesday morning with 5 days to go? You got any predictions for what the league is ultimately going to do here?
Man, what I've read is possibly, I think the Steelers and Titans have buys week 7 and 8. And so I think worst case scenario, they were floating the idea of something like cancel this week's game and play it sometime around then. But me and Eric were talking offline a little bit, and that kind of hurts the Steelers, right? Because then they'll have like back-to-back road games, I think, when the schedule plays out. So the Steelers are like, well, why should we get shafted for this, right? So I don't know. There's no easy solution. Everything I've read so far, up to date, looks like the Vikings all tested negative. They posted something on their social media, which is good news. And then the Titans plan to keep their facilities closed till like Saturday. So, I mean, if they play, that they're going to be at a huge disadvantage this week, right? It'll probably all be Zoom meetings, but that's kind of the latest I've heard, man. Either they cancel the game or they go on, but the Vikings at least are looking in the clear right now. I mean, we'll see how this week plays out, but it's going to be interesting, man. I hope this is not the end of all the good things that have happened so far, so let's keep an eye and be hopeful.
The sports book's already pulling down the odds from the game, so they're preparing for the worst. Hopefully, things will turn around quickly. But at this point, everyone's just going to have to really watch and see what happens. Everything's going to change literally from 1 hour to the next over the next couple of days.
I get the feeling that what the league is going to do here is they're going to say to the Titans after a couple more rounds of tests that, hey, if you have between your main roster and your practice squad roster, if you've got 40 or so guys that have tested negative, go play. And we're not going to postpone any games. And we're going to take the healthy bodies. And if you're undermanned, too bad. And, you know, and if you can't practice until Saturday, too bad. And it may not be fair, and it may, as I think Eric is 100%, 150% correct, that, you know, no practice all week, and then you're going to throw these guys out. I mean, you know, we've seen enough injuries already. I mean, it's a terrible situation, but I think the league is basically like,